One thing that I want to say is that my aviation videos can be watched not only by aviation students, aviation professionals, but also by the flying public, by the passengers, because you as passengers, you are stakeholders. You are parts of the aviation industry because you fly. It's good to know something about this amazing machine that you fly in. You know, it's good to know something about it. You know, how can such a big machine, you know, stay in the air and flying? How that happens? So that's why it's good for you as passengers to know a few things, you know, about airplanes that you fly in, so you can learn something about your safety as well when you fly. You know, because in the aviation industry, our goal is to make you feel comfortable and safe when you step into an airplane. Safety is our #1 priority when it comes to you as passengers. So I would advise you to watch my aviation videos, so you can learn something about what we do in aviation. What I'm gonna try to do is not to make those videos too long, because I know you're busy, you got stuff to do. So I will try to cut down on the lengths, and then so that you can watch them just as you watch my music videos, you know. All right, let's talk a little bit about equilibrium, which is the state of balance or equality among opposing forces. You know, there's you have two forces, and then they are in balance. So that is equilibrium. That's what it is. So this concept is always present when an aircraft is flying in the air. Okay, because otherwise it would not. There's so many forces acting on the aircraft in flight. If it was not for equilibrium, then the aircraft would be adversely affected, and that would not be a good thing. So thank God for equilibrium. Okay, so I just give you one of the definitions of equilibrium. But for two bodies to be in equilibrium, there are at least two conditions they must follow. The first condition is for two bodies to be in equilibrium, there must not be, well, let me put it this way, there must be no unbalanced force, okay, that comes in contact with that body. Okay, that's one condition with those bodies. Okay, there must not be any unbalanced force that comes in contact with the bodies. One example I can give you, a very important example that allows an aircraft to remain in steady flight at cruise altitude. That example is when an aircraft is flying, you got at least four forces that are acting on it, and they oppose each other. You got thrust and drag, and you got lift and weight. Thrust, okay, that is pushing the aircraft forward, and you have the drag that is trying to pull the aircraft back against the force of thrust, and you have lift. That force is trying to pull the aircraft upward. At the same time, you got weight that is working against lift to pull the aircraft down. Those four forces, for the aircraft to fly smoothly at cruise altitude, those four forces must be equal. Any one of them, any one of them cannot be unbalanced. Okay, in order for the aircraft to fly smoothly without any adverse movement, stuff like that. So drag, thrust must be equal to drag, and lift must be equal to weight. When those four forces are equal, so the aircraft will fly smoothly at cruise altitude, and this is when the pilot might make a PA announcement saying, hey, you guys, you're the passengers, it's okay to get up and go to the bathroom and relax. You can walk, because the aircraft is in steady flight mode. Steady flight mode, because there's no unbalanced force, okay, around it. Okay, so that's an example of equilibrium in flight. Okay, that means there's a symbol that we use for that. There's a symbol that we use to demonstrate that, and it is a Greek symbol called sigma. Sigma, which means sum of. So when it comes to those forces, you have sigma F. Sigma F. F stands for force. That means, in this case, in the case of drag equal, in the case of thrust equal drag, and lift equal weight, you have sigma equal 0. That means when you add all those forces, they're all the same. So the sum of sigma force, sum of forces equal 0, and then you get equilibrium that allows the aircraft to fly smoothly. Okay, the second condition that equilibrium requires is that there must be no unbalanced moments acting on the aircraft. Or to be more specific, there must be no unbalanced moment acting on the center of gravity, CG of the aircraft. So I can give you an example of that as well. Let's consider a seesaw, and then, of course, you know what a seesaw is. Then at one end of the seesaw, we put a weight of 5 pounds, and at a distance of 10 feet to the fulcrum. So now the way you calculate, there's a force there, there's a moment going on here, because you got the force 5 pounds that is acting on the fulcrum at a distance of 10 feet. That's on one side of the seesaw. So now, in order to find the moment, is to multiply the weight, the force, not the weight, the force applied, which is 5 pounds, multiplied by the distance to the fulcrum. So 5 multiplied by 10 give you 50 foot-pound on one side of the fulcrum of the fulcrum of the seesaw. Now, in order for the seesaw to be in equilibrium, the other side must also have a value of 50 foot-pounds. Okay, so in this case, on the other side of in this particular case, on the other side of the seesaw, there's a weight, not the weight, the force that is being applied is 10 pound. 10 pounds at a distance of 5 feet to the fulcrum. So you have 10 pounds, okay, distance to the fulcrum 5 feet, multiply 10 by 5, you got 50 foot-pounds. 50 foot-pounds. Okay, so now you have 50 foot-pounds on one side, on one side, and 50 foot-pounds on the other side of the seesaw. Okay, now what it does now, you got the same weight on the side, so now the seesaw is in equilibrium. So you remember the distance from the forces to the fulcrum, those are called moments. So now in order for one thing that is very important, in order for the seesaw to be in true equilibrium, we have to add the weights, the forces. Remember, the first one was 5 pound and the second one was 10 pound. We have to add them. 10 plus 5 equal 15. So it will take, so the weight on the fulcrum must be 15 pound, push down 50 pound on the fulcrum in order for the seesaw to be in equilibrium by 50 foot-pounds on each side. Okay, that's the nature of equilibrium, especially when it comes to airplanes flying in the air, when it comes to aerodynamics. So that's it for today, and I hope that you like my videos and share and subscribe and hit the notifications bell, so every time I post a video you will be the first one to know about it. So take care, and next time I will probably cover something that I know you're already familiar with, but I will go through it as a refresher for you, and that will be the 3 Newton's laws.